Hi, I'm Paul Boyer. I'm a state senator from Legislative District 20, which includes Glendale and North Phoenix. Well, I was born in Good Samaritan Hospital when it used to be Good Sam. Born and raised in Arizona, lived all over the valley for the most part. Started at Lower Buckeye and 35th Ave. My dad was a pastor at Grace Baptist. Moved uptown to Maryville, lived there for a few years, and then ended up in the district, my current district at 43rd and Bell. I went to Deer Valley High School for a few years until we had to move down to Tucson for a few years. Right after high school, I went to Calvary Chapel Bible College, which used to be in the San Bernardino Mountains. They moved down the valley to Murrieta Hot Springs. So I graduated from Bible College in 2001, ended up going to Pima Community for a year, Paradise Valley Community for another year, transferred to ASU West, which is where we are now, earned both my degrees from ASU West. Undergrad in English and Master's in Communication Studies, working on another master's through the University of Dallas in humanities with a classical education emphasis. I'm married to Beth. We're going on 6 years this March. We got married on Pi Day in 2015, 3.1415, for those of you who are counting score. and we have a 2-year-old, almost 2 years old now. His name is George Daniel Boyer. Daniel's my middle name, and that's what Beth wanted for George. And we named him after my grandpa. The most defining moment on why I got involved in politics was actually here on this campus at ASU West. I was the editor-in-chief of the student newspaper. In March of 2002, there was a suicide bombing in Israel. And I was reading the news like I always did, and when I saw that, I literally about fell out of my chair. And I just realized then and there I was going to learn everything I could about that issue, and I wanted to get involved in politics, and that was why. When I got elected, there's this constitutional provision that says you can't be a city, state, or county employee at the same time while you're in the state legislature. I was doing communications for Mesa Public Schools. And so I quit on a Friday, got inaugurated on a Monday. Then I realized, I had a huge pay cut. So I realized I needed some other form of employment. And there's one exception in the state constitution, and that's for teachers. And so I put up my resume everywhere I could, and I found a school that hired me. And so that's why I became a teacher. Didn't realize it'd be the best job that I've ever had. My favorite thing about Arizona is the Grand Canyon. I mean, I know a lot of people, my wife used to be one of them, who'd grown up here and never visited. So whether you've lived here forever or you're just visiting, you have to visit the Grand Canyon, and you have to at least go down to the 1.5 mile house, the 3 mile house. I mean, there are just some things that you can't pass up, and Grand Canyon's one of them.
Thank you, ma'am. Senator Barretta, you're up next.
Yes, thank you, Madam President.
My favorite memory as a senator was getting my hair shaved on the Senate lawn and having the media show up. I've never had that many members of the media show up just to watch me get a haircut. And true story, right before I get my haircut, Heather Carter, she's the one who had the clippers, and she says, Paul, not to be offensive, but I've never cut a human's hair before. I'm used to shearing horses. What I'd like my colleagues to know about me is I think of everything through a historical lens. I'm not going to just think about 21st century modern America. I'm also going to think about 1st century AD, ancients, whether it's Plato, Aristotle. The three people I admire most have been dead for some time: Socrates, Cicero, and Thomas More. Members, we're going to start with our 2 executive nominations. The best thing about being a senator is here in the legislature, I mean, there are some things that you can do that you, of course, can't do anywhere else. And just passing good policy, to me, is the reason why I keep coming back. And so being the Senate Education Chairman and having been the House Education Chairman for 4 years, and also being a teacher, I get to see the day-to-day impact on the policies that we pass at the legislature and how it impacts students every day.
We had a group of